All right, we're back after a long break of just haven't made a video in a long time. So we're back to finish or work on the ending of Sherlock Holmes, Study in Scarlet. Now this is a part 2 of the book, which is totally different from the first half, or the second half. And this starts with its own chapter 1. So let's go ahead and get going with this summarizing session where we just want to say what happened, try to remember what were the most important parts of the story, which is important for reading and the English comprehension. So if you can read it, understand it, and communicate it back, then that's the best way to show or demonstrate that you understand something or anything. So I have some notes that I wrote a long time ago, but I can remember this story because I took these good notes. So I'm just going to write a pretty simple summary, a short version of what happened. So I'm going to say the second half begins in a completely different place. Instead of London, the scenery is the American West. So the writer wants you to imagine kind of cowboys and, just a open area. There is a super weathered cowboy, maybe it seems like a cowboy, walking through the desolate prairies of America. Maybe Wyoming, one of those states, Wyoming or Nebraska goes. The writer really takes his time describing how there is really nothing there except for dust and a few animals. So it's basically a desert. It's kind of I'll make a comment. It's a very interesting shift from the pacing and dialogue of the first half, because this chapter spends a lot of time describing and explaining the atmosphere and emptiness of this new area. That's probably enough. The old cowboy, I'm just going to call him that. The old cowboy is carrying a bag and decides he wants to give up. And puts the bag down, which actually has a little girl in it. So that's a surprise. What is he, a kidnapper? It's revealed that originally they had 21 members in their group who all died. Wow, so they're traveling together, including the girl's mother. Very very they both sit down to rest and let the vultures have them, but suddenly off in the distance a big group of travelers finds them. They are Mormons who are traveling west. So they decide to pick up these weary wanderers. But they have to join the religion. The book, it also the book even explains a little about Mormonism and how they are how it was started by Joseph Smith, who saw an angel, and now Brigham Young is leading them west to Zion. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. It's chapter 1. Lots of setup. And introduction of these two new characters who have nothing to do with Sherlock or London or anything, but they're rescued. Chapter 2, kind of fast forward. We fast forward. And learn that the Mormons settle in Utah, and John Ferrier, who was the the weathered traveler, becomes very, very successful as a farmer. Very successful and wealthy. He kind of adopts the girl as his daughter, and her name is Lucy. All right. She's a skilled rider, but on one occasion she is nearly killed by a herd of cattle. Something happens. I don't, not really important. She has some kind of accident, because she almost falls off her horse. She almost falls off her horse. We'll put that in. And young drover, which is kind of a cow controller, kind of pushing cattle in one direction, go over here, named Jefferson Hope, saves her somehow, or I don't remember. Yeah, so there we go. There's Jefferson. So quite a romantic scene. They fall in love and agree to get married after he finds his treasure. Finds his, I don't know, claim, or what's a good word? I can't think of it. Or his own wealth. By establishing a gold mine. And that's it. Okay, so yeah, the second chapter is, now we're in Utah. They're grown up. They've become Mormons, and Jefferson Hope is introduced. Chapter 3. Now things get pretty serious. So one day, Brigham Young himself comes to speak with John Ferrier. about his devotion to the religion. Because John never got married or took, got married, it looks like he's not really a believer. Okay. Also, there are rumors that Lucy is betrothed or promised to a Gentile, which means a non-believer, someone outside the religion. Which is hard to believe. Since John promised he would follow all the rules of Mormonism when they picked him up. The prophet, which I guess he's a prophet, prophet. Yeah, the prophet says he has 1 month to choose which son of which elder Lucy will marry. So no choice there. So kind of a confrontation of, are you really with us or what? This is an impossible ultimatum, final decision, because John always knew he would never, I think he said he'd never let Lucy, marry a Mormon, so they would have to leave. And that's it. So confrontation with the prophet, saying, what's going on here? Are you really with us or what? He says, oh, yeah, just give me that month. But he knows they have to get out of there. Oh no, more things. So he knows he must get a message to Jefferson that they will be leaving Utah. And chapter 4, probably the last one of this summary here. Shortly after, I'm not sure, but soon after, shortly after, 2 sons of 2 elder families appear in John's house, uninvited, saying that they both have the better claim on Lucy. She should go with me. No, me. He kicks them out. And I think sends another message to Jefferson that he should urgently come back so they can all leave together. All right. Every single day, there is an ominous number written somewhere in the house by, followers of the prophet, demonstrating that the days are counting down. Finally, on the last day or night, last night, Jefferson crawls up into the house and they escape. with some money. I guess that was important. He's a good, you know, kind of, what would I say? He's a good ranger. So he can sense where the, I don't know, where the, where the people are who are policing John's house. All right. They reach the final, you know, pass. The final pass out of Utah, and Jefferson gives a secret code in order to get past the watchmen. And they're on their way. Okay, so yeah, that's yeah, they're kind of on their way out. So pretty exciting first half of this of part 2. Let's see, any edits I can make? I guess, yeah, we'll just eliminate these chapter headings. We don't really need these. Place one. All right, super weather cowboy boy does it. Pressure America. Nothing there except for dust. It's a very long. Interesting. We'll say change. The old guy. Yeah, I think I pretty much just wrote it the way I would want it. I'll just get rid of these chapters, make it one kind of document. And that's it. So I don't know. I guess that's how I usually do it. That's it. 4 chapters there. And yeah, that's it. So that's the first half of the part 2. That's what I took away from it, as I remember it, as I understood it. So now we'll jump into the final segment in the next video. We'll see you there.